these attorneys have your contact information. If they need to come take, don't discuss your testimony with anyone at this time, okay? All right. 55. Who would the state call as his next witness? Everybody good on the jury? All right.
Your Honor, the state would call Rachel Carver.
Rachel Carver. Somebody would get Rachel Carver.
Do you swear affirm the testimony about here is truthful, truth, and the truth?
Come around, have a seat in the witness chair, please, ma'am. All right. You want? Let's take just a short minute. Just take a break. Y'all just stay right there anyway. We'll be right back. Proceed when ready.
Ms. Carver, please introduce yourself to the jury.
My name is Mary Rachel Carver.
And tell me right now, how are you employed?
I am a police officer at the University of Mississippi Police Department, UPD.
And how long have you been a police officer?
Approximately 12 years.
And how long have you worked for the UPD?
About since January of 2024.
So let's go back to July 2022. Were you working with UPD then?
No, ma'am.
Where were you employed in July of 2022?
With the Oxford Police Department.
And what did you do for the Oxford Police Department?
I was an investigator in the Criminal Investigation Division.
And did you focus on any specific area of investigation?
We investigated mostly criminal cases, felony. My background is in forensics and crime scene investigations.
So your background is in crime scene investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me a little bit about your education and training in crime scene investigation?
I have a master's degree in criminology. I was a crime scene specialist in the crime scene search unit, major crimes division of the Little Rock Police Department. I am a certified crime scene technician through the University of Arkansas. I also am a certified crime scene analyst with IAI, and I'm also a state board or state certified instructor, and I teach crime scene investigation and criminal investigation at the police academies here in Mississippi.
Over the course of your 12 years as an officer and specifically in doing crime scenes, can you approximate about how many crime scenes that you've investigated?
So roughly, as an estimate, I would say I've worked over or been involved with about 1,500 cases.
Back in July of 2022, did you become involved in the investigation into the homicide of Jay Lee?
Yes, ma'am.
So you said you specialize really in crime scene investigations. Is that what you did in this case?
Yes, I was more of a support role in this investigation, and I used my background in forensics and crime scene investigation for this particular investigation.
Kind of tell us what are the duties of a crime scene investigator? What do y'all do?
So we would respond to a scene, we would document through photographs, note-taking, we would search and identify for evidence, we would recover evidence, maintain the integrity of that evidence, store it, inventory it, and make sure that it's taken care of.
Did you do that when you were assisting in the investigation into Jay Lee's death?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
So you said you recovered, maintained. Kind of explain to me what's sort of the background, like what's the purpose of all of this? Why do you do all that?
Well, we maintain We document evidence, we search and identify it, and we also maintain that integrity. It's based off of a fundamental principle that we follow in crime scene investigation. It's based off of Edmund Locard's exchange theory. Let me go elaborate.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me, what is that?
So Edmund Locard's exchange theory basically says that every contact leaves a trace. So when two objects come into contact with one another, a cross-transfer of material is done. And so when we're at a crime scene, we secure that crime scene, we're trying to freeze it, and on our side, we have two approaches to that. So as police officers and we're investigating the scene, we're going to wear like personal protective equipment, like gloves and things like that, to keep our contact to that scene to a minimum. And then on the reverse side of it, or the flip side, we're looking for the contact between suspect and victim or any other evidence of those transfers.
So you said you have to secure. What does it mean to secure a scene?
So to secure a scene is we set up boundaries. We keep people who are not necessarily involved in that scene or have anything to do with that scene, we keep it out to protect that evidence from being contaminated. Various factors can affect that transfer. So kind of like the weather, temperature, extreme heat, extreme cold, time, how long something's been there, the access, how many people, whether it's physically interrupted by like being cleaned up or wiped up or anything like that. Those things can affect or damage or the likelihood of finding that transfer.
How soon after a crime should the scene be secured then? You talk about, you have to keep things from getting in and out. How soon after?
As soon as possible.
And I believe you said there's factors that affect that. What happens if it's not secured soon after the scene?
The likelihood of evidence being damaged or diminished is more than likely. The likelihood of that being goes up.
You said something about, like, I believe every contact leaves a trace. What if there is no trace? Does that mean there was no contact?
No, nonetheless, there was a contact made. There's a transfer being made. We may not be able to, because of those factors that I was talking about, time, heat, weather, whether somebody came and interrupted it physically, because of those factors, that will be kind of give you the idea of whether it's likely or less likely to find that transfer.
Can you kind of give me an example of what you mean by that?
Let's take this courtroom. Okay, everybody in this courtroom has come in and had contact with this courtroom. You're sitting in your chair, the bottle that you've picked up, you've left your fingerprints, you've left your skin, you left your hair in this courtroom. You've come into contact with this courtroom. So therefore, there's a transfer of material, fingerprints, footwear, things like that will be in this courtroom. At the end of the day, when everybody leaves, you'll have somebody will come in and clean. The carpets might be vacuumed, the benches might be wiped down, things like that. That would diminish the likelihood of that contact being found. Nonetheless, y'all were still here. That contact was made.
You heard, or as a part of this case, you're aware that Jaylee's car was found parked at Molly Bar Trails Apartments on July 8th, 2022, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then it was towed also July 8th, 2022, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any value in going to process that parking lot in 2024?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Considering that's been 2 years in the making, and it would be, you're talking about the parking lot?
Yes, the parking lot.
The parking lot. So it's had access to the public. It's been 2 years of time. You have weather, you have dogs, people, cars coming in and out of that area. The likelihood of finding anything of value with regards to Jaylee would be very unlikely.
And that goes back to those factors you said, like, what were they again?
Weather, temperature, time, physical interaction, people coming into that space, bringing their own contact, their own DNA, their own hair, that kind of things, being open to the public, that would interrupt that transfer.
So I kind of want to start, you said you did crime scene investigation in this case with the first place that you searched. What was the first place that you searched?
We executed the search warrant on Timothy Herrington's apartment at Lafayette Place.
What year and date was that?
That was July 22nd, 2022.
And when was the date that Jay Lee went missing?
July 8th, 2022. He was reported missing.
Why did y'all go? There was so much time that had passed.
I was informed or briefed on the elements that they had reason to believe that Jay Lee had been in that apartment, and they had a search warrant for that apartment, and I was to respond and execute that search warrant and collect evidence.
So your goal was to find that evidence that Jay Lee had been there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And those factors we talked about, time, temperature, common usage,
Yes, ma'am.
would that have affected it?
Yes, ma'am.
But you all still went to try anyways?
Yes, ma'am.
If you could please tell me, when you went to Timothy Herrington's apartment, did you take photographs?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Would you recognize those if you were to see them again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Officer Carver, do you recognize these photographs?
There's a lot of them. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to have these marked ID as States Exhibit 76. Now, Officer Carver, are these the photographs that you took of your search of Timothy Herrington's apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they accurately represent what the apartment looked like on July 22nd?
Yes, ma'am.
She never. Okay. Yes.
I want to look at the picture, I'm gonna warn y'all, we may work a little late tonight, I don't know how long this is gonna be. Y'all ain't gonna do anything, or y'all ain't gonna do the football game. We may work a little late tonight.
And at this time, I would ask that the photographs taken by Rachel Carver be admitted into evidence.
No objection.
All right, that'd be B76, I believe, S76.
Yes.
I didn't go through them all. I think this. She sees me things not her picture. I'm sure she'll point it out.
No. Gwen. 50.
Oh, 50 pictures. There must be one somewhere around. Yeah. Now, may I publish to the jury?
Well, you may.
Officer Carver, please look and identify what it is that we are looking at. It should appear on your screen.
Y'all seeing on your screen over there? All right, we get started.
Officer Carver, when taking pictures, is there a particular method that you use?
When taking pictures, we try to, or again, follow the principle that we start from the outside and we work our way in. Trying to do 360 so you get the full view of the area that's being photographed.
Okay, and did you do that when going through Herrington Department?
Yes, ma'am.
So where are we starting?
This would be the front door of apartment 5202, apartment B. Would be the front door.
And what is this?
This would be the kitchen. As you walked in the door, the kitchen was to the left.
How about this?
This would be a view from the front door looking.
And I noticed that there's a marble counter and it looks like some wood type floors. Do certain surfaces hold trace evidence better than others?
It's hard to say. It just depends on the different factors.
And how about this one?
I think that would be the kitchen.
And I should announce that I'm showing what has been marked as State's Exhibit 70, and this is picture number 50. And did you collect anything from inside of the kitchen?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. I'm going to go through these photos, and I'm showing State's.
Some personal information on there, that's, if you got his driver's license number on it,
That was personal.
Let's just skip that picture, and then the reference would be easier, I think, I think that's sort of safe.
Officer,
You can ask about the information today, Gary.
Yes, ma'am.
what did you collect from inside the kitchen?
We collected duct tape. We also collected retainers, the plastic tooth retainers, and the MacBook off the kitchen counter.
Okay, so I'm showing what is State's Exhibit 70, number 5. Is this the MacBook that you collected?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that? Oh, below it.
Walmart receipt.
And where did you? But before that, what is this next one?
That is the serial number to the MacBook
And why do you take photos like that?
for identifying information.
And that is State's Exhibit 70, number 6. I'm showing State's Exhibit 70, number 7. What is this?
That would be a picture from the front door looking into the apartment. You have the laundry closet to the right and then the trash can to the left.
And how about
Okay, Gary?
Okay, sorry.
how about this? This is State's Exhibit number 70, number 8.
That would be the trash can in the kitchen.
State's Exhibit 70, number 9. What is that?
That would be the content of the kitchen trash can.
And why did you take that photograph?
There was a Walmart receipt found in the trash can.
So that Walmart receipt we saw earlier, is that a different receipt or the same
It's
receipt?
the same receipt.
And what about this?
That would be the receipt found in the trash can.
And that was State's Exhibit 7010. I'm showing number 11. What's this?
Those would be the retainers found on the kitchen counter.
Could you go through the items that you collected from the kitchen again?
Yes, ma'am. We collected the Walmart receipt from the trash can. There was a roll of duct tape on the kitchen counter as well. We collected a Walmart bag, shopping bag with gloves and gauze, which was in the laundry closet sitting to the right of the kitchen.
Is this, if you look before you, State's Exhibit 7012, would that represent what you just referred to?
Yes, ma'am. That is the Walmart bag with some blue latex gloves and gauze that was found in the laundry room closet.
And what is that, a close-up of that?
Yes, ma'am.
And the witness, please step down.
You may step down.
There are some items, did you bring some of those items here today?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to ask you to retrieve some of those items and open them. Could you please pull for us the duct tape that you recovered? And Officer Carver, how do you, as you pick up the item that is the duct tape, tell us about how you package it and how you recognize it.
So when we pick up the duct tape from the kitchen counter, I would place it in a bag and it would be sealed with the case number.
Everybody here?
And everybody, it would be marked with the case number, the item number that's been assigned to it, and the description of the item would be listed on the outside of the bag.
Please pull for us the duct tape and open that up. And is that your packaging?
So this is the package that I originally put it in. You'll have the incident number, the date, a description of where I found it, kitchen counter, the roll of duct tape, the initials, and then it was some warrant in the place that it was found. It's going to be secured with red evidence tape with my initials on the tape as well. So the blue is from when it was tested and it was opened again.
Please open that up for us. Is that what you collected from Mr. Herrington's department, that duct tape?
Yes, this is.
And does it appear to be brand new or used?
Appears to be used.
Your Honor, this time I would ask that the duct tape be marked for identification.
It'll be marked as for ID at this time.
Talk louder.
I don't mind, I'm just asking.
I believe that these states exhibit 77.
Don't mark the bag or mark the tape itself. All right, mark the bag.
The bag, look at the bag, yes. Stand. Yeah, I understand that part. Mark.
I was just going to share. They've got the big screen
Big
on
screen,
facing,
yeah.
so you can keep yours facing you and see
They
stuff.
keep you on full time.
I understand that at some point, I'm going to mark everything for ID right now.
They'll just be marked for ID. Let them mark for ID and then they may bring on more talk later.
And you said you
We
also.
ran out of black plastic. We ran out of black plastic anyway.
We got some tape.
Go ahead.
Officer Carver, you said you collected the Walmart receipt. Do you have that with you today as well?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, could you please open that up for us?
This is the package here as well.
How do you recognize it?
It has my initials on the tape as well, my handwriting, and as I marked it with the incident number, the date, and the description of the item and where it was found.
And I ask that the receipt be marked for identification as well.
All right. It'll be marked for identification.
So that was just 78.
It'd be 78, I believe.
I wouldn't have any objection to this being interviewed. I don't have any objection to those being interviewed. No objection to being interviewed.
You want to go ahead and interview 77, 78 at this time?
Yes, Your Honor, I can issue
All right,
both.
77, 78, duct tape and Walmart sheet be admitted into evidence.
Officer Carver, if you could please retake the stand and take us through the next area that you searched in Mr. Herrington's apartment. Officer Carver, where did you go next?
We went to Tim Harrington's bedroom, which was as you went through the kitchen, would be to the right. This would be the marked as room number 1.
And is this still that same where you're sort of going around in a circle, showing sort of 360 of the room?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what is this?
This is as you came into the bedroom. This would be the first angle that you would see with the dresser and the bed.
And what about this?
That would be the cross corner as you came into the room. Standing, you're kind of turning to the right as you go through.
And this?
That would be the bedroom closet, and the bathroom, which is an ensuite bathroom with the bed. That's the door right there.
And this as well.
That would be the bathroom that was connected to the bedroom.
I apologize, I should have been announcing. I showed S18, S70, 18, 16, 15, 14, and 13. And this as well. What is this?
This would be the bathroom counter.
And that would be S70, 19. Now showing S70, 48.
That would be underneath the bathroom counter.
And S70, 49.
Are you saying S70 or S78?
I think it's S70.
78, it's 78.
78? Oh, it's 78. I
I
think.
just want to make sure I was hearing right.
Okay. S78, 49.
There we go.
That's also part of the bathroom counter. Sorry, that's a drawer, excuse me.
And S78, number 20.
Be a laundry hamper next to between the toilet and the shower.
S78, 21.
And it's the bathtub with the shower pool.
And S78, 22.
That would be the bathroom trash can between the toilet and the bathroom sink cabinet.
Was anything collected from the bathroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about what was collected from the bathroom.
So, in looking through the contents of the trash can, we found several used condoms and condom wrappers that were collected.
So this is S78, 23 and S78, 24. Do these represent what you were just referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
And S78, 25. As well as S78, 26. Does that represent what you're referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
And what about Mr. Harrington's bedroom? Did you collect anything from inside of the bedroom?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Okay. Tell me what is this? S78, 27.
That's me standing in the bathroom looking into the bedroom, and that would be the closet to the right and where the desk section is if you were looking straight ahead next to the bed.
So is this coming back out of the bathroom?
Yes, ma'am.
And how about this?
That would be the area between the built-in desk and the bed. Excuse me.
That's S78, 28. And how about S78, 29?
That would be the desk area that was across from the bed.
S78, 30?
There was some written notes that were found amongst the desk, excuse me.
And S7831.
That would be an artificial fingernail that was found in the bottom of a shopping bag. That was between the bed and the desk.
Okay. Did you recover that?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And S7832.
So going now across the room, this would be that tall dresser as when you first came in. This would have been the top drawer.
S7833.
That was the handwritten note that was on top of the dresser.
And S7834.
That's another picture of the handwritten note, just a little bit more for clarification, so you can see.
And S7835.
This would be on the floor by the bed, be a condom wrapper.
I'm showing S7836.
So these items on the bed were what was collected from the bedroom, Tim Herrington's bedroom, and the gray blanket, the bed liner, that's what was folded over, the pair of black gloves, the two unopened condoms, and then the one open condom wrapper, a gray Nike zip-up hoodie, and a pair of gray sweatpants.
Did you take close-ups of each of those things?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
So S7837, what is that?
That would be the pair of black gloves.
S7838,
That would be the Nike gray zip-up hoodie.
and young may the witness please step down from the stand?
You may step down.
Could you please locate the gray Nike hoodie that you collected? And where was this collected from?
Tim Herrington's bedroom.
Why did you think it was relevant to collect this?
One of the elements that I was briefed on was that they believed he was wearing a sweatshirt when in the video at Molly Bar.
Yeah, I'd like to have it marked. First, I believe that's 79.
This is a brown paper bag marked E. Oh, I apologize.
Could you try to identify that for us, please?
It's marked with the case number, the date that it was collected. It was taken from room 1, which was Tim Herrington's bedroom. And then it's the gray Nike hoodie with the zip.
Could you open that up for us? That, please. Does that accurately represent the gray Nike hoodie that you collected from Tim Herrington's bedroom?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
No objection to admission.
All right, this time I move to have it entered into evidence.
All right, that'll be admitted. It's 79.
Now, Officer Carver, after after your search of Mr. Herrington's bedroom, where did you go next? And if you would like to stay here, you can, or you can take.
We went into the second bedroom, marked number 2.
Okay. And if you could look, she do have to read the order. Yes.
Yeah, I'll
Okay, yes. Thank you. I'm showing S7839. What am I looking at, Officer Carver?
This would be the bedroom door to bedroom number 2.
And why did you go into this room?
It was open and unlocked, and we had access, and there were clothing items scattered all over the bedroom.
And what am I looking at here, which is S7840?
A mid-range picture, closer a view of the bedroom with the bed and the clothing items.
And S7841, what is that?
So as you are going into the bedroom, if you turn to the right, this would be the view of the closet and the built-in desk from the doorway of the bedroom.
And S7842?
This would be the space from the laundry hamper with the clothes of the built-in desk across from the bed.
And S7843?
And that would be a picture of the built-in desk and the shelves.
And what am I looking at in S7844?
That would be as you were walking in the bedroom right there, kind of the doorway of the bedroom door, the trash can, and the items that were on the floor.
And S7845?
It's a different angle. The bedroom door would be to the left of this picture, and you see a pile of clothing next to the trash can.
And S7846?
This was a gray Nike hoodie that was on that pile of clothes from the floor, the previous picture.
And S7847?
That would be a pair of black shorts with some gray and black striped underwear. That was found also in that pile of clothes that was on the floor.
Could you please tell me what you actually collected from the second bedroom?
We collected the gray zip-up hoodie and the black shorts with the underwear.
Your Honor, may the witness please step down?
Come around.
Officer Carver, could you please locate for me the gray hoodie and hand it to the court reporter to mark for identification? Thank you. And Officer Carver, do you recognize that package?
I do, yes, ma'am.
How do you recognize it?
It has my initials on the evidence tape and the date that I had sealed it. It has the item number.
No objection to introduction.
And I'd ask that the package of the gray hoodie be entered into evidence.
It'll be admitted. S80, gray hoodie.
It's confirmed room 2 would be the gray Nike hoodie with the zip.
Would you please open that package up? Is that how you remember it, Officer Carver?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Officer Carver, if you could please put that back in the package and we will move to your next search warrant. Officer Carver, where did you search next?
So after the search warrant of Defendant's apartment, I returned to the Criminal Investigation Division where I executed a search warrant on a white Ford Escape.
And did you take photographs of that search?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Officer Carver, do you recognize these photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
And does accurately represent the photographs you took on July 22nd?
I'm sorry, I have no objection to those photographs. I thought you already mentioned.
This is a district batch of photographs.
I apologize, Ron, I couldn't hear you.
Now, just,
I'm asking that the photographs of the white Ford
Okay.
Escape be entered into evidence.
they've been marked as 81.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. No objection, they'll be admitted.
And Officer Carver, we're going to go through these, and you just explain to me what your process is and what we are looking at.
Okay.
So, Officer Carver, what am I looking at here?
This would be the passenger side view of the Ford Escape.
And for the record, I'm showing S81, 81-1. And what about this?
This would be from the passenger side front view.
And that's S81-2. And why do you take so many pictures of the outside?
Again, we're doing the concept of the 360 all the way around, so you get a full picture of what the area or the vehicle looked like and the condition that it was in.
And show S81-3.
This would be the front of the Ford White Escape.
How about S81-5?
This would be the rear of the Ford Escape.
And S81-6?
So this would be the interior shot of the driver's side area.
And what about this? S81-7?
That would be the steering wheel.
And S81-8?
This would be kind of a bird's eye view of the cup holders, looking down into the cup holders of the front console.
And why did you take so many pictures here as well?
So we can document the current state of the vehicle, and we get all of the area that has been documented.
And what about S81-9?
This would be an interior shot of the driver's side rear seat.
S81-11?
This would be an interior picture of the interior passenger side rear seat.
And were you able to, did you recover anything from the white Ford Escape?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Kind of go through that process with me.
So once photographs are taken and we've documented the exterior interior condition of the vehicle, we'll search the vehicle for any items of evidence that we might possibly identify. And if we do, we'll catalog those. The next is we swabbed different areas of the vehicle for possible DNA. There were 4 swabs were taken. I'm sorry, I believe there's 5. Excuse me. May I refer to my notes real quick?
Yes, you may.
Yes, there were 4 swabs taken. So one was from the interior swab of the driver's side, another was from the passenger side, another from the front, the passenger side rear, driver's side rear, and then the back cargo area. They were swabs taken of the interior.
And Officer Carver, when did Jaylee go missing again?
July 8th, 2022.
And when was this done?
This was July 22nd, 2022.
We talked about distance and time. Why did you still process this car?
So we, like I said, for traces of Jay Lee being in that car. Through the elements that I was briefed on when doing the search warrant, it was saying that Jay Lee possibly could have been in the car, and so we were looking for that.
Can you, Your Honor, sorry.
We were looking for that connection of Jay Lee being in the car.
Thank you.
Okay. And Officer Carver, did you do any other processes in the car? I think we go through everything.
No, there was additional processes. So once the DNA swabs were collected, I took what was called trace evidence, which would be minute pieces of evidence like fibers, hairs, things like that. I collected that through called tape lifts. Anybody ever had like a lint roller before that you would take tape and you would tape the different areas? So I did the driver's side front seat, driver's side rear seat, passenger side rear seat. We took tape lifts and to secure that trace, which would be like lint, fibers, hairs, things like that that may have come on the seats. So we collected those. And in addition to, I also visually looked using an ALS, which is an alternative light source, which would be a different wavelength. So like a flashlight, we have white light. This would be an alternative light source with different wave frequencies. So a blue light, ultraviolet light. Those assist in helping to see small pieces of fibers. They'll fluoresce under that light, and so it's easier to see with the naked eye than with like a white light. And then also at the end of it, I processed the vehicle using a blue star, which is a chemical luminescence for blood. And it was a presumptive blood test spray, but it came up with negative results.
And that blue light test you just referred to, where did you do that at?
We did it in the rear cargo area of the back seat.
I'm showing S81, S81, number 16. Is that where that is?
That's the rear cargo area of the Ford Escape.
Okay. And I believe, is this, what am I looking at, is S8119.
So this would be the ALS under a blue light frequency, usually about 350 nanometers. I'm not trying to get in the weeds on that, but it's a different wavelength of light.
And what about S8120?
So this is using that blue light with an orange filter to cut through the different wavelengths to help see if any of biological material might fluoresce under that light.
If you tell me, did you go through everything that you collected from the car?
I'm sorry?
Did you go through everything that you recovered or collected from the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Officer Carver, what was the next search warrant that you executed, and when was it?
The next search warrant that I executed was on a white box truck that was also located at the Criminal Investigation Division, and that was done on the 26th of July, 2022.
Brief indulgence, Your Honor. Sorry, man, this part of our evidence. These are just the pictures I took of my outside of the truck. I am showing the witness what has been previously entered into evidence as S51. Officer Carver, do you recognize this box truck?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Is this the box truck that you processed?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And Officer Carver, I'll have these marked for ID first. Let's see. Just composite. Officer Carver, do you recognize the photographs I'm handing you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they accurately represent the box truck and the items you collected from the box truck?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this time I move to enter into evidence 3 photographs from the box truck.
No objection.
3 photos from box truck.
What number is that?
82.
Admitted.
Officer Carver, what are we looking at here? I'm showing S 82, number 3.
That would be the rear of the box truck.
And did you open it, or was it open and you went inside?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I'm showing S 82, number 3. Do you recognize what I'm showing, Officer Carver?
So it would be the interior of the box truck.
And how about S 82, number, I think I said 3 before, but this is number 3. What is that?
That's the interior of the box truck from a different angle.
And what day did you say you were able to process this truck?
July 26, 2022.
And what did you collect from this truck?
We collected this pile of blankets and some miscellaneous items like bath mats, a roll of shrink wrap, trash can, mostly the moving blankets. That was what we collected.
Was that in these, I believe we were speaking before, I was asking if all this was packaged together, or how was it?
So I packaged I kind of broke this pile up into 3 groups. So it was marked as T1, T2, and T3. I did not shake or pull out the blankets individually and wrap them because they were already bundled up together, and I did not want to try to lose trace evidence, meaning those hairs and fibers, by shaking them out and moving them around as much. But because they were already all together, I just kind of folded them in on each other, and I packaged them in 3 separate packages, and they were marked T1, T2, and T3 coming from the truck.
And Officer Carver, earlier we spoke about the importance of preserving crime scenes and evidence. Are you aware if this truck remained in use between July 8th and when you processed it on July 26th?
Yes, it had been in use.
And could that affect evidence that could be recovered from it?
Yes, ma'am, it can.
So these are the items that you recovered from the box truck.
Yes, ma'am, this was the condition when I found it on July 26th.
Are you aware of the items that are in the box truck there right now? Were in there on July 2022?
I don't know, I'm not aware.
Now, Officer Carver, did you execute any other search warrants?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Now, please tell me what that was.
Another search warrant was executed at the residence of Tim Herrington's parents in Grenada, Mississippi.
Okay, and when was that?
That was July 29th, 2022.
Everybody good on the jury? Let me know when you're not. Don't be bashful. I know I'm real timid, some of y'all may not be though.
No objection.
All right. Gonna be photos from Grenada home.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, there is, don't go ahead, mark Check it there, Your Honor.
All right.
Officer Carver, if you could please look at the screen and describe for me what it is you're looking at.
This would be the front of the house off of Broadmeadow, Drive.
How about this?
This is also the front driveway.
And why do you take pictures like this?
Again, we do a 360 of the area so we get a full perspective of what's going on and where things are located and kind of orient.
Okay. I'll show one more to speed things up. You did a 360 of all of this area.
Yes, ma'am. There was a 360 of the house in the backyard from all angles. And see the angle from the house, front of the house into the side yard.
Okay. And Officer Carver, did you enter the house? Well, so this one, Mr. Carver, I'm showing S80, I think it's 85, 83, number 10. All those cars, were they already there?
The two vehicles in the driveway, the black sedan and the white SUV, were already there prior to. The rest of the vehicles were going to be law enforcement personnel.
And I'm showing S83, number 12.
This is an angle coming from the side of the house looking to the double garage on the driveway, the front driveway.
And S83, number 14.
And this is the front of the house. To the right would be the double garage.
And S83, 17.
This is another angle coming from the front of the house looking onto the street.
And is that showing the house across the street?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And did you enter the home as well?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Where did you go when you entered the home?
We photographed the entirety of the house from all the pictures, and we entered into Tim Herrington's bedroom.
I'm showing S83, number 18. What am I looking at?
This would be the doorway into the room that was occupied or used by Tim Herrington.
I'm showing S83, number 19.
That would be the door closed.
S83, number 20.
This would be from the doorway looking into the bedroom, kind of slightly to the left angle.
S83, number 21.
This with the lights turned on, and again, this would be another angle into the bedroom from the bedroom doorway.
And S23, or 83, I apologize, 22.
Another angle from the bedroom doorway.
And did you collect anything from this bedroom?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Could you kind of go through with me what you collected from the bedroom?
So from the bedroom itself, there was a white V-neck t-shirt that we collected from a duffel bag that was in the bedroom. We also collected some sheets and a bed liner that were inside a blue Medline plastic bag found buried in the closet. We collected those as well. And then that was from that bedroom.
And to complete the 360, most of it, what are we looking at here? That's S 8326
That would be the side of the bed and the nightstand.
and S 8327.
That was as the door was opening, things were being taken out and looked through the nightstand cabinet, and these were the pictures that we found.
Did you remove any of the items from the inside? I believe S 8328 shows the inside.
Yes, as we were searching the cabinets and drawers, things were kind of pulled out so we could search through the drawers.
And did you remove any of the items and photograph them?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Is this showing those photographs? This S 8329.
Yes, ma'am, those items as they were removed were placed on the bed and photographed and recorded. We had some notepads and then the KY jelly and another, some books.
And S 2380 or S 83 number 30.
A cell phone and a check.
Officer Carver, you stated that you recovered some clothing. Where did you recover the clothing from?
It was from a duffel bag within the bedroom.
Brief indulgence. Said it was go through some of these. Officer Carver, what are we looking at here?
That was the closet in the bedroom, Tim Herrington's bedroom.
And how about here?
This would be the bottom of the closet.
And what did you say you recovered from the closet?
You'll notice to the left of the picture is a blue plastic bag. Plastic bag, and inside the contents were bed sheets and a white bed mattress liner.
Is that in S 8345? Is that plastic bag?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this what you're referring to in S 8348?
Yes, ma'am.
And Officer Carver, I believe you stated that you collected a gray, what clothes did you collect, I'm sorry?
It was a white V-neck t-shirt.
Is that located in this photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you could, please step down and identify that V-neck that you collected. And please hand it to the report reporter to mark for identification. And Officer Carver, how do you recognize?
On the markings of the bag, it's labeled with the date 7/29/2022 at the report case number, search warrant from the address of their house, and it says Tim Harrington's bedroom and the left on the list the duffel bag, and it was a white V-neck T-shirt.
No objection, Jimmy, to that.
All right. That's and then I need, give it a number though.
Yes, sir.
84.
84.
That's the white shirt.
White V-neck T-shirt. Yes, sir.
Please open that up for us. Thank you, Officer Carver. And you can please retake your seat, just a few more photos we'd identify for us. Okay, Officer Carver, what I'm showing S83, number 56. What area of the house is this?
This would be the double car garage.
And what did you recover from the garage?
There was a black wheelbarrow and gardening tools and shovels.
And showing S83, number 63. What is that?
That would be the black wheelbarrow that was recovered from the garage. It was behind the cars in the corner.
And I'm showing S83, 65. What is this?
That would be the garden tools, the rake, the, I guess, hose, the shovels, other gardening tools that were collected.
And why did you recover those items?
These were items, again, when I was briefed on the elements, stating that Tim Herrington had been seen in a video with a wheelbarrow and garden tools.
Please step down and identify the wheelbarrow and the 2 shovels, 3 shovels. I'd like to.
No objection.
Let's sign the numbers in anyway. Okay, I understand. Oh.
Is that the wheelbarrow you recovered?
Yes, ma'am. It's marked P3, evidence tag with the incident number, the date, and the location of where it was filled.
And being held by the Creek warrant, are those the 3 shovels you recovered?
Yes, this was the 3 shovels found from that bucket in that picture that was just presented. They're also been tagged with the date, the incident number, and the location of where they were found.
And where were they found again?
They were found in the garage. The tools were found in the garage in the bucket by the doorway. The wheelbarrow was found in the corner behind the cars.
I believe there was no objection to admitting them into evidence. And I'd
Are
like,
you assigning separate numbers to them or all?
I think all 3 can be together. There would be the items from the garage.
All 4?
All 4. I
Okay,
apologize.
okay.
Do them separate.
That'd be
Yes.
wheelbarrow and 3 shovels.
It-
Right there.
No, I don't think Mr. Creekmore's ever handled one of these. I've had to do this.
I think the court reporter may be easier doing this separate for numbering.
Oh.
All right, let's just make the wheelbarrow 85 then, okay? Let's make the wheelbarrow 85, a yellow handle shovel 86, a green handle shovel 87, a red handle shovel 88. Just in your order right there.
Give me just, hold on a second, Judge, I'm moving. Right, okay. Where do you want this?
Wherever, handy to you. That looks like this.
Inside? Watch this. Watch this.
Man, I got some leaves I need to rake. All right, I've admitted the wheelbarrow is 85, the yellow handle shovel is 86, the green handle shovel is 87, and the red handle shovel is 88. They'll all be admitted into evidence.
Now, Officer Brown, if you could just please run through the dates and the places that you searched one more time.
The first search warrant was conducted on Timothy Herrington's apartment at Lafayette Place, and that was conducted on, I believe it's a Friday, July 22nd, 2022. The second search was done on Tim Herrington's white Ford Escape. That was also conducted on July 22nd, 2022. The third search warrant was conducted on the box truck, and that was conducted on July 26, 2022. And then the search warrant executed at his parents' house in Grenada, Mississippi was conducted on July 29th, 2022.
And when did Jay Lee disappear?
July 8th, 2022.
Brief indulgence.
Are these all up there on the podium exhibits have been admitted?
Yes, sir.
Unless you're gonna need them, Mr. Horan, you gonna need them, or at this point?
A couple, I don't want to touch them until they get back in order.
Let's get them back in order, and get them back to the court reporter, and then we'll start fresh shuffling the deck
We'll give her a
anyway.
few minutes, Your Honor.
Like one, two.
Make sure she's gonna be a few minutes.
Wait, do you want them to break?
All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back in, when y'all get through. Let us know, okay? Think the jury's about ready or not?
I think you'll back in.
All right, everybody ready? Before you bring the jury in, I don't know how much longer y'all are planning on going today, but I want to try to finish this witness as all possible, even if it goes after 5 o'clock anyway. All right, show the jury in. Wait a minute. Well, yes, sir, you got something, Mr. Creekmore?
I was too, you said bring the jury in?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking. Go ahead, bring them in. All right, everybody good on the jury? You may cross-examine for the defense.
Thank you. Ms. Carter, what's your rank now? You mind if I just call you? Where you currently employed? I missed it. And what's your rank?
I am a police officer at the University of Mississippi Police Department, and I'm a patrolman.
Patrolman now? Okay. You indicated that, correct, that you have a procedure by which you, as far as collecting evidence, you put tapes out, basically, you do the tape strips for collection of evidence on certain material, whether it be in the crime scene, right? I call it tape.
I'm not sure what you mean by taping.
As far as trying to collect hair or fiber after you put the light on something, you see something, how do you collect that? Put the blue star on something, how do you collect that?
Are you talking about tape lifts or Blue Star?
Tape lift, I call it tape.
Tape lifts, it's using strip of the tape and treat kind of like a lint roller. You're pushing it onto the cloth or the area and lifting it with the trace evidence, which is the hair and fibers.
Okay, did you do that procedure? I mean, you just don't go on a piece of carpet and say, we're just gonna do lifts, tape lifts. You use Blue Star or whatever it's called. Let me know, tell the jury what you do in an effort to determine whether or not a piece of carpet or a bedding or anything may provide you some evidence of value once you put a light on. Tell us about how that works.
Trying to figure out your question. You're wanting to,
question
because
is-
Blue Star is different from tape lifts.
I understand
So,
that.
okay.
But how do you determine when you go to a spot whether or not you're going to do a tape lift on a room this size, is what I'm saying?
If I was to process this room, how would
process
I determine if I'm going to do a tape lift?
All right, yes.
That you're
Sure,
asking me.
that's what I'm asking.
I would do a visual inspection of the area and search the area visually, and then I could run an ALS, which would be the alternative light source, over that area to see if there was any stains or anything visible under that light. And then I would take tape lifts from different areas on the rug.
And I assume you did that in Mr. Herrington's apartment,
No, I did not.
and were there no surfaces based on what you learned about the investigation that you may need to do that?
Can
There's
you
a couch.
repeat your question?
There was a couch there. There was, I think there's a rug, some bedding, beds, stuff everywhere, clothes everywhere. Did you do any ALS investigation or evidence search in Mr. Harrington's apartment?
Yes, I ran an alternative light source over his bed in his bedroom.
Okay. And did you take any tape lifts?
No, sir.
You did not. Did you do it anywhere else in his apartment?
No, sir.
All right. Did you have the benefit of summaries from any officers before you went into Mr. Harrington's apartment? What y'all may be looking for?
I was briefed on the elements surrounding of what the need for the search warrant was. I read the search warrant as to what we were able to take and to look for.
Okay. Additionally, did you find out whether or not there had been any evidence that there may have been some sexual activity in that apartment between Mr. Herrington, Mr. Lee, before you went in there?
I was made aware through the investigation elements that I was briefed on that there may have been sexual activity between Mr. Harrington and Mr. Lee in the apartment.
And did you feel like it was important to do the ALS light source stuff in the bedroom only based on what they told you, or other locations?
Based on just the knowledge of the sexual activity in the bedroom and the condoms being found in the bedroom and the bathroom area, I ran the ALS in the bedroom only.
Okay. Now, when you got to Mr. Harrington's apartment and you did your ALS, was anybody helping you? They backed out and you did that on your own. I mean, did you tell people to leave, say, look, I gotta do this crime scene?
No, there were other officers assisting.
Okay. Did you find any evidence or did you have any concerns at all that the crime scene may have been contaminated whatsoever?
Coming, the fact that it was 14 days after the report was made, those 14 days I can only come in as I found the situation or found the apartment as it was when I came into it. Other officers were there to assist.
You're not representing to this jury, are you, that DNA of individuals dissipates or is completely eliminated by virtue of a time frame of 14 days, are you?
It's a possibility, yes.
That's only if someone, like if blood's on this floor and it's there for 14 days, and you find it 14 days later, if it hadn't been contaminated, then you can take that, it's a strong possibility you're gonna find blood there, right? At that location.
Yes, if it hasn't been contaminated, hasn't been open to the public, hasn't been exposed to extreme heat, those factors that I talked about earlier, the likelihood of you having or recovering evidence is more, yes.
Yeah, sure. And that's why y'all went in there on the 20th. I mean, you didn't go in there and wait and say, look, it's 14 days later, we're not going to do this because we're not going to find anything. You did that because there's a probability that if there's semen, saliva, blood, or urine at that scene, that you're in there to collect those items because your protocol is that's not too far removed in time to collect evidence of that nature, correct?
So when arriving at a scene, regardless of the time frame at that moment, I'm looking for evidence.
Sure.
Now, again, the possibility can go, likelihood is less or more depending on how those factors come into play.
My question is, 14 days is not an inordinate amount of time for you to be concerned about the collection of those items I just described, absent any unusual circumstances corrupting those particular evidence items, correct?
14 days is a long period of time if it's been open to the access of people. Because again, time, temperature, manipulation, and cleaning up, I don't know if those things happen or not, but in a 14-day period,
Well, the
yes.
apartment didn't look like it had been cleaned up in some period of time, had it? Ms. Carter?
I would describe it not as filthy. It was cluttered, but not filthy.
When you went to the house of the Herrington residents in Grenada, all these materials, all these shovels, this wheelbarrow is materially in the same condition today as it was the time that you seized them or they were taken, right? Materially.
Materially, I would say no, because they've been in a different location. They were moved to a different location.
I understand, but looking at them, they're materially in the same condition.
Ask and answer.
I know they've been moved.
He's on cross-examination. I'll let you keep
I
that.
know they've been moved, but there's nothing about this wheelbarrow and these 3 shovels, the condition of them, otherwise couldn't get them into evidence with them. But nothing about this wheelbarrow and these 3 shovels alarms you that it's not in the same condition as it was when it was seized at the time when you went to the Herrington residence, right?
Looking at these items today, and when I last seen them, it was 2 years ago, they appear to be in similar condition as to how I found them.
They haven't been materially altered in any way. They haven't, that's not a trick question.
No, I'm trying to understand what you mean by
It's not been
materially
materially
altered.
altered. It appears to be the same 3 shovels, the same wheelbarrow, the same condition that you
That I saw them in as of 2 years ago, correct?
think. And I want to clear something up a little bit. The September 5th, 2024 day, you have any idea when the analysis of these items that you testified about actually took place at the either Scales Laboratory or any other location?
I cannot answer the questions with regards to any of the analysis done because I was managing those reports.
Now, as far as any crime scene or potential crime scene pertaining to the Herrington apartment in Oxford or the box truck or the Herrington house, as far as the submissions that you did on those items, after you submit them, you're basically done with it, right?
Yes, sir. My role was to go to the scenes, execute the search warrants, to recover those items, inventory them, and place them into evidence.
The photographs that counsel opposite introduced of the box truck, are there any more photographs that you have that you didn't introduce?
My understanding there were more photographs that I took, yes, of the box truck.
And did you, in this truck right here, I don't know how to work this thing, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
In the,
Just briefly.
Come on. Assume y'all got that worked out amongst yourselves anyway. Good, nice time.
I want to show you, again, this photograph, which is back of the box truck. This appears to be, I got you. That's the photograph that you took of the box truck during the course of search. This wooden area here, that's the bottom of the box truck, correct?
Yes, sir.
And did you take any of the tape lifts or find anything in the bottom of this box truck that's supported any reason to take a tape lift off of anything in that box truck?
I did not do any additional processing in the back of the box truck due to the factor of time having been, meaning the vehicle had been used multiple times. From my understanding of what I learned through the investigation, I did not do additional tape lifts in the back of the truck, no.
But it's possible, is it not, that there could be, if there were blood, urine, saliva, dried items of that nature on the wooden portions of the box truck or the wall or in the interior of the truck, it's possible that evidence could be there through either light source, ALS source, or other mechanisms to get
The
correct.
possibility of that, like we were talking, biological material is what you named, saliva. The possibility of those being present, if there had been contact, yes. The likelihood would be diminished as it had been a very long period of time and multiple people had access to that area.
Multiple people having access to it, but you didn't take any samples to determine whether or not it had been scrubbed or cleaned or anything like that, right?
No, sir, I did not.
All right, next item is next photograph. You see the broom up there.
Yes, sir.
Did you do any examination of broom?
No, sir, I did not.
As far as the residents of Herrington, I believe S83, interior of the house, when you went into the bedroom, you took some photographs of the duffel bag, shirt in it.
Don't recall, I'd have to look.
Well, let me ask it this way. The condoms that you found, that you have displayed in one of the photographs where they're across the tub, that's a display photograph of those, correct? They were laid out, that's not how you found them.
No, that's previous pictures before that were from the trash can of where they were found, and that was more of a display to understand the number of condoms that were found in the trash can at that time.
Of the photographs that you took, correct me if I'm wrong, the ones that have been introduced in the evidence, condoms across the tub and the clothes on the bed were found and put on the bed, you photographed them on the bed, correct?
Correct.
And those are the only two photographs that I recognize, other than one photograph at Herrington House. It appears that you opened the drawer, took the photograph, inside the drawer, then took some items out and took the photograph there.
Yes, sir.
All right, and we've had testimony about some other items, credit cards, checks, things like that. Those display photographs are the only other photographs that have been introduced at this time that you recall that they were found in that location. Is that correct?
The cards, the check, the things from that was from the parents' house in Grenada. The condoms were from Timothy Harrington's apartment in Oxford. So there were two different locations. And rephrase your question.
The Herrington House, can you tell the jury which one of the photographs of the Herrington House in Grenada were display photographs where you pulled items out and displayed them? There's a lot of photographs. Do you recall which one of these were display photographs?
I would have to look at them.
The one in the hand certainly is a credit card, right?
Yes.
The wheelbarrow was found in that location, in that photograph. Y'all, I'm approaching. Is that okay?
May I undo the
Yeah.
flip these over, so. You're asking me?
Yes.
Yes, that's where it was found.
Okay. And shovels were found in that location, correct?
Yes.
Did you, this SW450, you opened up that is the, did you open that up or was it found that way?
Another officer opened that because they were assisting in the search.
Okay, who was that?
I don't recall.
All right. But it wasn't like that.
It was not displayed open like that. The physician found it.
I thought I saw one more.
But let's make sure
I
they
got
didn't
it.
fall.
I got it. Thought I saw one of the T-shirts that you referenced was taken out in photograph. Is that right or wrong? You remember?
I don't recall. I'd have to
Thank you.
look.
I think that's all I have for this witness. I think.
Won't you gather up the paperwork there and then consult with your to make sure.
That's all I have.
All right, redirect.
Officer Carver, on cross just now, you said when things haven't been contaminated, then you can find it. What do you mean by contaminated?
Again, those factors, whether they've been,
We just need a little bit.
I'm sorry. I hear myself being louder. Contamination can come from various factors. Again, to use the analogy, blood on the floor, it could be cleaned up, it could be wiped up, it could be stepped through, it could be, if it's exposed to extreme heat, there's things that can alter evidence, those factors.
So contamination refers to those four factors that can change what?
Well, just how it's altered, how it's viewed, location of how it's viewed, it can diminish its value. Heat kills DNA, so if it's under extreme heat, things like that can destroy DNA. So again, these factors can alter the state of that evidence. It can be delicate, it can be diminished, or it can be destroyed completely.
And is the time period of 14 days from when Jimmie went missing to when the apartment of Mr. Herrington was searched significant?
Yes.
Why is it significant to you?
So 14 days when it's unsecured, an unsecured area, meaning we haven't put tape up, we haven't put boundaries up, we haven't kept any unnecessary traffic from coming in and out and messing with that area. Those factors are in play. You can, you can be cleaned, it can be wiped up, it can be just by walking through the room, it can be dislocated or moved somewhere else. Shaking a blanket, hair fibers can be shaken off of the linens and things. So it's in 14 days time, a lot of factors can come into play.
Do you have any knowledge of whether or not Jimmie, it was confirmed by Mr. Herrington if Jaylee was in his apartment?
Yes, that was I was made aware through the elements of being debriefed that Jaylee had been in Tim Herrington's apartment.
Brief indulgence. You did several swabs and tape lifts. And they were asked about. How do you, when you tape lift something, so this floor, do you put tape all over the floor? How do you do it?
I would do it in various sections. So again, first the area would be visually searched or examined visually. If you see something like hair fibers, but you can go ahead and do it. That you'll know that area that you want to tape lift. You can pick different areas. It's recommended to take various samples from different areas within that location. The tape lifts with the car were taken due to they were car seats, there were hairs and fibers or hair-like fibers found on the seat, and so they were also collected, and that's why they was used through a tape lift.
And you do the same thing with swabs?
That's correct, yes.
Is it possible when you swab an area or you tape lift an area that you could just miss something?
So when you swab an area, possible DNA, you're running your Q-tip, the swab, over that entire area. And then I'm talking hypotheticals, so you would send that. There may be DNA on that swab. It may not be enough to create a profile, or it may not be any at all, or just very little. So it doesn't mean that just because it didn't come back as a DNA profile that there wasn't any there.
And just as last question, multiple people having access to different areas, does that affect the value of any evidence you could find?
Very much so, because the more, again, kind of like in the courtroom, the more people that come into contact with an area, they're leaving their transfer of material as well. So the more people, the more open access you have, the likelihood of that evidence being missed, diminished, or devalued.
No further questions.
All right, Ms. Witness, you find excused?
Yes, we need, I think so.
You say yes?
Yeah.
All right, you're free to go, you're free to stay, whatever you want to do, okay? All right, y'all got a short witness out there. I want to get as much done as we can today. Mr. Creekmore, y'all got anybody short out? Y'all got any short witnesses in present? Let's make that a yes or a no. If you don't, say if you don't, you don't. We got plenty of work. We're going to work a little while longer whether the jury stays here or not. That's all I need to know anyway. If nobody has another witness, I'm going to excuse the jury for the evening, okay? All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thanks for a long day on a Saturday, no less. Remember the court's instructions. Don't talk about the case. Don't allow anyone to talk about the case with you. Don't form or express any opinions or investigate the case in any way. Avoid any media coverage of this proceeding. We're probably going to work some, but not much tomorrow. But I got to talk to these folks and see what our game plan is tomorrow. We'll keep you informed, okay? All right, thank y'all. Let the jury get out. Everybody's gone. I want to talk about tomorrow, but if y'all got anything else that we need to talk about before we talk about tomorrow, we can do that anyway.
No, sir.
Yeah, we did, raise yesterday.
the expert, the disclosure of over 1,000 pages, a couple of days ago. And I don't know when you want to take that up, whenever they're.
I don't want to take it up at 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. I understand that.
They've had 5 days to go through it.
Yeah.
They've had 5 days, Judge. 5 whole days.
Let's talk about tomorrow. Hang on. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No, if you got something else, I don't want to take up the expert issue. Now I want to talk about tomorrow's plans first, and then if we have time, we'll talk about the state. Is the state moving and asking me to allow the jury to go on a bus ride?
Yes, Your Honor. We picked a jury from Forest County. We've had a couple of maps introduced. The areas are fairly close to the courthouse, but I think it would be advantageous and,
Hang on one second.
As long as they
Hang on, listen. We got the bus, these are buses that hauls them back and forth from the hotel, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You got enough room for some tag-alongers if we decide to go on, without have we got to make any special arrangements, I'll say that.
Yes, sir. It's still recording up there.
All right, we still in court, we still on the record, I'm gonna let them, if we not, we're still on the record. Is it gonna be any undue burden on anybody to
No, sir, I don't think so.
All right, let me ask this, if we go on a bus ride tomorrow, I think we'd have to have some understanding about where we're going and procedurally. Don't gonna need no need to go on a bus ride, we don't have somebody there pointing out the locations.
We're gonna take 2 of them, John?
Do what?
We're gonna take 2 bus rides?
No.
Well, it may be the defense wants to go on a bus ride.
Well, I mean, we'll do it all on the same trip.
Well, I ain't been any proof on that the defense put on yet.
Well, I mean, if you want to take another bus ride, if you asked us to, we will anyway. I'll say this, we got a jury from Forest County that don't know anything about Oxford, Mississippi. If this was a jury from Lafayette County, I would not consider a bus ride. Hang on, let me talk.
Yes, Your
I would not consider a bus ride if we hadn't. But we got a jury that from out of county that doesn't know anything about these locations. And I think the easiest way, we could spend a lot of time with maps and pointers and measurements and all that. But the easiest thing to do, since they're going to be riding on the bus anyway, to put them on the bus and let them ride anyway. We'll talk about what all stops, how many stops the bus makes anyway. But I'm going to allow a bus ride. So, have you shown that, Mr. Horan?
Oh, the state would suggest that
While y'all look at that for a minute, let me talk about a little more about procedure. If we do want to go on a bus ride, if there is any media present, they can watch the bus leaving. They can film the bus leaving. They can film the bus coming back with no videos of any jewels, but not follow along behind us. We'll announce for the record where we're going before they go. If they at some other point want to go make their own tour, they can anyway. But let's talk about where the bus needs to go.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Yes, sir.
They hadn't arrested me yet, first of all.
Okay.
And unless they're gonna arrest, before we take this bus ride, I'm gonna object to it. Talk about
Yeah.
different locations, we got 8, we're gonna talk about locations, part of their investigations, where people live, things of that nature. If we had a case here in Lafayette County, and there were 15 locations, the court wouldn't allow, if it was a Lafayette County jury, you're just assuming, Your Honor, that the people in Lafayette County have any more or less knowledge about a location if they live in Taylor, Abbeville. My point being, Judge, it's going to put undue emphasis on the state's case if we do it right now.
the state can make their case in the order they want to. If you want to take a bus ride in your case, we'll take one in your case. Why would it make any difference if they took it right now or at the close of their case?
Because Mr. Baker is going to testify about this place. If they don't bring it out on direct, Mr. Baker and Mr. Burke is going to testify at other locations, especially Mr. Baker, other locations relevant to the case, and testify about 5 or 6 other locations. Haul them back out there again. I'm just asking.
I don't know. Let me. I don't want to take one tree up, Mr. Creekmore. I'm not going to carry them anywhere that we haven't discussed. That's not. Hang on. I'm not going to carry them anywhere that we haven't discussed. And I'm not going to carry them anywhere they hadn't discussed before we discuss them. If we get, let me talk a little while, Mr. Horan, okay?
I'm sorry.
I'm not carrying a jury anywhere that they haven't heard discussed. It's practical in the morning. They're going to have a early lunch at 10:30 tomorrow. It's practical at this time to let them go on a bus ride in the morning. They've indicated they want to wash clothes and stuff like that tomorrow afternoon. If it later develops that either side wants to have another bus ride, it's about 200 yards from the hotel from here, and a bus is sitting in front of it. We talk about a radius of 5 miles at the most. We got a bus driver that we're paying. It's no big deal. If anybody wants more bus rides, we'll give them bus rides. But we're talking about not leaving more than 5 miles from this courthouse and a bus sitting out there running. So I'm not going to hinder the state or the defense in putting on their case in the order that they want to put their case on. We'll argue now. I'm going to let a bus ride about what the stops on the bus ride will be, and see if anybody wants to have it. If at the close of the state's case or at the open of the defense case, anybody wants to take another bus ride, it'll take about 10 minutes to do.
Unless we go to Grenada.
Unless you want, and if you want to go to Grenada, I'm going to assume Mr. Jerry from Hattiesburg don't know nothing about Grenada either. I'll give you that option. All right?
I'm not saying we're going to.
I'm not saying. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I've told you 2 or 3 times, and I mean that.
Thank you.
All right. Let's talk about where we want to go.
Campus Walk to Lafayette Place. From Lafayette Place to Malabar Trails. From Malabar Trails back to Lafayette Place through the back road, Anchorage Road. I'm sorry, from Malabar Trails.
Let's hear the state's proposal on a starting place and an ending place.
From Malabar Trails parking lot to the Walmart. So you go from Campus Walk to Lafayette Place, from Lafayette Place to Malabar Trails.
There you go. You carry me faster than I can think.
Campus Walk apartment, J. Lee's residence. From there to Lafayette Place, which is Tim Herrington's residence. From
Okay.
Tim Herrington's residence to Malabar Trails, which is where J. Lee's car was towed.
Let's talk more specifically about that. Are you proposing to follow the route that was in exhibit whatever?
Yes, sir, Rainbow Cleaners.
Rainbow Clamp, volleyball. We'd be talking about going from Lafayette, past Rainbow Cleaners,
Yes, sir. And
to
then
Rebel
past Rebel Drive, left on my bar, past Rockets, into Molly Bar Trails. I think they'll be able to get out of Molly Bar Trails.
All right.
Blizzards in.
All right, once you get to Molly Bar Trail,
From Molly Bar Trails, you would come back toward Rockets and take a right on McLemore Drive to go that back route, Anchorage Road, back past Lafayette Place to Jackson. Take a right on Jackson to go to the Walmart. From the Walmart, you would come out and go up to 6 to the Links.
okay,
And then from the Links back to the courthouse. And it may be, there's another way to go to the Links from Walmart. It's back down
We-
Jackson.
we'd go on the matter that's been the
Seen
the scene on the video. All
I
right,
believe, I can't remember the name of that.
I'm a little confused. You're talking about the route only that's on the video of Jamie's car.
I'm talking about
I want to apologize for it. Didn't mean to interrupt you.